Joining me now from Southern California, founder and president emeritus of Father Joe's Village, Father Joe Carroll. Father, would you agree with me if I say just simply that the state, local, and federal governments, they're all blowing it on the homeless issue right now?
Yeah, I think so, because they're focusing on the wrong era. They're focusing on, we need affordable housing, where we maintain, first you need rehab for the homeless person. So in San Diego, what we recently did is develop 3 of these, what we call bridge tents, where homeless can come in temporarily till we find a place for them to live. But you need that emergency shelter to get them in off the street, to get them an access to programs, and to find out what is their problem so we can solve their problem and move them into whoever they need help and services.
And now the federal government, through HUD, is involved in homeless shelters and then defining standards. You know, obviously you don't want to have a terrible facility, but HUD is out there defining standards that may or may not be so necessary in an emergency situation. For example, at least one window in the living room, Father. You got to have one window in the living room. Otherwise, you're not meeting the HUD standards. And that living room, by the way, has to have at least 2 electrical outlets. But it's worse than that, right? They're saying to you folks in the private sector, hey, you can't require these people to do chores, for example.
Exactly. One of the things they go is minimum, what we call low-density services. You can't require them to do services. You can't require that they're sober. All the things that used to be the beginning of the rehab. When you bring somebody in off the street, he can't drink, he can't use drugs. That used to be the rules. You know, I'll go home from this studio, and I'll have to do chores in my house. And we can't require chores when they come in and get free housing.
Right.
Free room and board. So there's too much government involvement. I think we got to go turn back to the agency heads like myself, heads of charities who dedicate their lives to this population, and listen to them. Don't let somebody in Washington, D.C., in office decide how we should handle the problem.
In other words, the private sector can handle this. And if the government wants to help out, possibly funnel some dollars to an operation such as Father Joe's Villages. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like when they fund medical, you pay the doctor, but the doctor makes the decisions. We're all afraid that if they make it too government-controlled, they'll make the decisions. Government should help fund it, but not dictate how a capable, qualified individual is running the agency.
And pepper in there maybe a little bit of tough love and possibly some religion. I don't know, Father, and I think you have a recipe for cleaning up the problem in Southern California. Maybe they ought to listen to you, Father. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.